Hello everybody, thanks for joining me today on the Moneybag 73 channel. Today is May 29th, 2013. After 7 short years, flipping houses is back in vogue. You guys aren't going to believe this. I found an article on Zero Hedge. You're going to have to type in the title because I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to link it. I don't quite have my new office set up, and I'm going to have to use a laptop. Hopefully I can do this. But flipping homes back to 2005 levels. That's the name of the article on Zero Hedge, so you can Google that. So if there's one thing that the Fed is good at, it's blowing bubbles. And most people, they can't even see bubbles until after they burst. You know, there was a lot of people hurt by the 1999 dot-com bubble and then the housing bubble that popped in 2007. And right now we're facing a bond bubble, stock market bubble, US dollar bubble, US debt bubble, and a housing bubble 2.0. And that's what this video is about and what I wanted to talk about. So just from my own experience, you know, I recently bought a house and we had some problems. Took almost a year. We were dealing with a short sale that fell through, and you know, I saw houses move up 40 to 50%. I had mine sold for $240 in September and I ended up selling it for $287 this March. But I saw homes in other cities moving up 40%. How does this happen, you might ask? Well, my lender told me that 50% of all home purchases were by investors. I don't know what time frame he was talking about, probably in the last 6 months to a year. So from that, and I locked in a 3.25% 30-year fixed, everybody. I mean, that's, I think 3.12 my lender said was the lowest ever. So it ticked below that right after I locked. Anyway, record low interest rates, and then banks holding properties off the market. There was only, I don't know, in Tracy, California, where I was living, there were only like 30 homes on the market, a city of about 70, 80,000 people, in a certain price range from like $200,000 to $350,000. So, you know, not a lot of inventory. So anyway, blowing up that bubble, 2.0. I mean, it's incredible. Just seems like housing bubble just bursted not too long ago. So you have to see the graph. There's a graph on Zero Hedge, and then there's another graph of the top 25 markets for flipping. It sounds funny to even say it. So now this is mainly in California right now, but it's starting to pick up nationwide. So 6,000 homes were flipped in the first 4 months of 2012. I'm sorry, 2013. The first 4 months of this year, 6,000 homes flipped in California. So that's just, I don't know, that's amazing, it's outrageous, whatever you want to say. So I personally felt bad because I had missed out on the last housing bubble. I was not ready to buy a house back in the early 2000s, so you know, when I wanted to buy one around 04, 05, you know, I've shown you those books numerous times about the coming housing collapse. I knew I shouldn't buy, and so it worked out. I bought in December 08, which is like the lowest price to buy in the past 10 years, and then I just sold as the 2.0 bubble's increasing. So we'll have to see what happens. It's totally different, being fueled by 30-year fixed mortgages, not all those crazy financial engineered loans that we saw before. So we'll have to see what happens, but we're definitely seeing a housing 2.0. I did one video on that. So anyway, you know, bubbles can create financial independence, But you have to study the markets. You got to stop watching the big game every weekend and 2.5 Men, American Idol, Dancing with the Stars, all that shit. I mean, if you study markets, bubbles can be profitable. Most people don't see them until after they pop. So, you know, many of the sheeple are going to be hurt by the bursting of all these bubbles I was talking about, the current bubbles. Now, the sheeple are being led to believe that gold and silver in bubbles. Every time gold gets up 16, 1700, gold's in a bubble. Recently, the gold bubble popped were titles of different articles and on television. I mean, people talking about that, they just have no idea what's happening with precious metals and the difference between a paper market and the physical market. They don't understand. I mean, it's ludicrous to say that gold's in a bubble. I mean, it's got to go up to like 3,000 or 2,800 or something just to get to where it got to in 1980. I mean, if you do your homework, it's ridiculous to say that gold and silver are in a bubble. So anyhow, the subscribers to this channel understand the importance of holding real money for thousands of years as the bubbles are popping all around them in the future. So, I'll talk to y'all soon, everybody.